What's going on, the Lawn Tribe? I gotta make this video, man. I'm sitting in the car. There's a lot going on in the house. I hope y'all having a good day. I'm looking rough, man. I just got work. It's 95 degrees outside. It is hot. So I'm sitting in the truck with the AC on. I hope it ain't too loud. I hope the air don't be blowing in here. But I'm gonna try to make it short and sweet. I got off of social media for a good personal reason, and I like to share with y'all why I did. Is because, and I've seen just in a blink of an eye how things can change dramatically, right? And personal things that happen in life to where it can flip in a second, you feel me? And now I'm looking at things in a whole different light now. So I had to restrain myself and get rid of certain distractions. And in the midst of me doing that, I kind of also put my YouTube, channel to the side. And I got a call from my cousin Materion yesterday. Shout out to him, man. He's one of my cousins that, always stay in touch with me, contact with me. When I was incarcerated, he came to see me or whatever. But he said something that really put a fire up under me. And he told me, he said, look, I understand what you're doing, but you gotta keep going with your channel. You gotta keep going with your YouTube channel, man. You got a lot that you have to talk about and get off your chest that, you can help other people out. And I was like, man, you're right. Because it seemed like every time something going on, I kind of shut down on things for a minute, because I like to get back to myself and get a real clear understanding of who I am and what I'm doing and stuff, because we get lost up in this world and we get to doing things and get distracted, by the bigger purpose. But this one here, like I said, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. This one here is called Charting Your Progress. And what I mean by charting your progress is you have to sit down and write out a list of things, a list of the things that you've done throughout your life or within the last 5 years, from where you started at to where you're at now. Because I've noticed that people will downplay your progress in life. They will downplay where you come from as if you aren't doing anything. And sometimes it'll affect you because you're not really attentive in the moment when it's being directed towards you, for you to look at it and be like, I made it far. I've done a lot. I've made a lot of progression. But sometimes it will deter you a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Because then you start second guessing yourself, like, dang, maybe I ain't where I need to be. You feel me? And nothing wrong with getting further. We're supposed to evolve every day. We're supposed to advance every day. Like I said, ranking riches, right? We're supposed to rank mentally, physically, spiritually every day, right? And so I sat down and I made a list of everything within the last at least 15 years of where I came from and to where I'm at now. And when I was sitting down doing it, it came over me like, not just the activities of what I did and stuff, but remembering the moment, a lot of those moments of what I went through and the adversities that I had to overcome doing all that stuff. So now I'm like, man, like it ain't just the results of it. It really is the journey, man. And then you see how you've grown and built yourself, and knowing that you don't think the same no more, knowing that you don't move the same way you used to and stuff. And when you do that, it maximizes who you are, right? It gets, you get a better concept of how far you came, because now you're really sitting here intentionally, where this mustard seed started at into this big tree that it is blossomed into. You feel me? And I don't think a lot of times that we really do that. We don't give ourselves enough credit. And sometimes we let people rob us of our credit and the things that we've done in our lifetime and stuff. So we have to start getting to the point where we start charting our progress. We have to start keeping record of the things we've done, the accomplishments that we made. Now that's not to dwell on them, because if we're dwelling on them, then we won't be able to get forward. But it's a starting process of in your now moment of where you're at when you get kind of complacent or whatever, and then you look up and you realize, like, you know, it's a reality check. It's a wake up call. It's showing you that, hey, look, keep going. Forget what they talking about and all that. Keep moving at your pace, because my pace is different from somebody else's pace. Their pace is different from mine. So a lot of us get into the mood of trying to compare our life or our lifestyle with other people. And that's a quick way to trick yourself out of your position, you know what I'm saying? Or end up in a crash course of basically failing. It's a recipe for failure. Now, it's okay to imitate, you know, and some isn't, to be motivated by other people and stuff. But we can't sit there and look at other people and be like, man, I'm slipping. I'm not where I need to be. That's not how it should work. Although a lot of us do that. I'm guilty of it. I've done it at times and stuff. But I realize that somebody might make it before I do. Somebody may be slower than what I am. Some people just ain't doing anything at all. So I had to realize a lot. I had to take into consideration that it's one day at a time, it's one step at a time, as long as you're progressing by the day. You know what I'm saying? They say you took one step yesterday, you take two today. You feel me? And now I see how effective that can be. You know, we make a lot of changes in our life, but sometimes things happen due to circumstances, and it's not intentional that we make changes. It's just life happens. But when you start to do it intentionally, then that's a different story. You do it with the good intentions overall, first and foremost. But if you move just so, like, basically like sleepwalking, you know what I'm saying? You just moving because the time moving and stuff, because you just gotta move. You gotta, and that to me is not motion. You know what I'm saying? That's not real motion. You feel me? And motion, it to me, and like I hear people say a lot of times, you know, you could be standing in one place and be motion. I mean, have motion and stuff, but forward progress. That's the type of motion that I'm talking about. Moving forward. You see what I'm saying? A lot of us, we get stagnant, you know, we get complacent. Or the ones that if we are making progress, we let other people kind of get us off track because of either a comment that they make about us, or basically just trying to belittle your situation and how far you come. So I'm realizing now that the influences that we allow others to put on us, you know, and it's not a natural move from us, it makes it harder to see the progress that we have, because we're so busy trying to move with the world. We're trying to stay up in a pace with the world when we shouldn't be doing that. Now, to a certain degree, yeah, I mean, you got to stay up with the times, but that don't mean because John over here got a job where he making $100,000, and then you sitting over here, you making $20,000 or something like that a year and stuff, that you should just give up on life. You feel me? No telling what John had to go through to get to where he was at, and no telling how long it took. Hell, he could have been just handed that job. You feel me? And everybody doesn't have that opportunity in life to just have stuff handed to them. Some of us don't have that opportunity in life to get the same start as somebody else. You feel me? Because like I said, circumstances a lot of times play a big factor in the timing of things for us. But when we realize that to take advantage when that opportunity comes, that's a different story. Because two people can be presented with the same opportunity, and one only may take it. Which is not saying that that's a bad thing, because that opportunity may not have been for them. You feel me? But then they move ahead, and then you looking like, man, I should have took that opportunity and stuff. Okay, If you didn't take it, next time a certain opportunity presents itself, take it. See where it takes you to, you know. But be able to look back and see where you're going. I mean, where you've been and up until the point of the now moment. And chart it out. Don't look at it as good. Don't look at it as bad. Just see where you were in the beginning up until now. And then you determine, man, have I really made progress? Or have I just been living? You know what I'm saying? Have I just been existing? You feel me? Because I can literally look back on my life from 15 years ago now. I can say, I'm gonna say 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we'll say about 14, 15 years ago. Say about 14, 15 years ago. And if I wasn't in the streets, I was in the pen. But in that transition from me being in the pen, I also made a lot of positive steps while I was in there. Like I said before, like getting into programs and stuff, bettering myself. You feel me? And then being able to get out of there unscathed, and then get out and then get a job working as an electrician. And then each year I'm building up to become a journeyman. You know, and now that I'm a journeyman, I look back at the progress that I've made just from those steps right there. That's a big leap. Once you consolidate it and you really put it together, you compact and you look at it and say, man, from year one to whatever year, it took all that for me to become this, right? That's a stepping stone at that point. You made progress. Now, if you're doing that all them years and then you don't go and take your test or whatever you got to do to get certified and stuff, then that means that, I mean, hey, what are you waiting for at that moment? I got one more month before I go up and I go up for my master degree. I mean, my master license for electrician. And so I'm steady moving forward. But to the next person or whoever else may look at it like, you know, it's taking them too long, or, you know, you moving slow, like with your progress. I don't care if I'm moving slow. You shouldn't care if you're moving slow to someone else, because what you may be doing may be moving fast to somebody else. It's probably people looking at me when I got out the pen and probably not doing much, and I probably passed them, or they feel like I passed them. You know, sometimes it's not just I'm moving fast, it's just you may not be doing enough. And some people gonna look at it like you're not moving fast enough because they always trying to look for the instant gratification of things, you know. And when you're looking for the instant gratification of things, it's really hard to appreciate what you have and where you've been. Because then when you see somebody who really is putting in the work and the results are showing too, it's gonna make somebody feel a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? So stay focused on what you're doing. Stay motivated. Be attentive. Be aware of your past, your present, and your future. Because at the end of the day, you gotta live with that. You have to. Don't let nobody trick you out your spot. Don't let nobody tell you where you should be, because they don't even know where they supposed to be most of the time. You feel me? And people like that, they are projecting their insecurities onto you. You got to remember that. The moment you start letting people get in your ear and tell you that you're not good enough, or you ain't been, you know, you're not doing what you're supposed to do and stuff, ignore it. Because who are you to tell me where I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to be doing? You know what I'm saying? So write it down. I dare you, just write it down and see where you're at. Some of you may not be satisfied. Some of you may, you know, and I'm not saying satisfied, some of you might even be disappointed in yourselves when you really look at it and be like, damn, I really ain't accomplished nothing in these years. I really have been doing the same thing over and over and not pushing forward on what I need to be doing. You know, I'm a steady type of guy, man. I'm not in no rush for anything, because and plus, trying to be in a rush, man, a lot of people end up with more mental issues than what they need. Because if they not getting to where they trying to get to in a certain amount of time or whatever, that causes a lot of depression. That causes a lot of insecurities within themselves, right? So it's at your own pace. That's why they always say, you know, I stay in my own lane, because I can cruise, I can speed up when I want to. I can sit up there and you know what I'm saying, do donuts in the middle of the street if I want to. It's my lane. I can do what I want to do in it. But the moment you jump in somebody else's lane, you got to stick up. You got to stay up to their pace, right? You got to stay up to their pace. And guess what happens when you trying to stay up with their pace? At some point, you're going to crash. You're going to crash. It's like the tortoise and the hare. You go slow and steady, but be very effective of what you're doing, though. Be very intentional of what you're doing, because the moment that you start letting the outside dictate what you do, as far as trying to please and stuff, you're gonna be upset with yourself in the long run. Now, I'm not saying that it's bad if somebody's motivating you. That's always a good thing. But still, remember, it's your race. It ain't theirs. It's yours. When you get on the grind and stuff, you say, hey, ain't no time for no partying right now. Because that's how it happens. A lot of times you're trying to stay so connected with certain individuals that they want to do this and do that, and you don't want to. It's not even missing out. It's just you still trying to stay in the mix. You're trying to do two things at once. You see what I'm saying? And you're trying to please two sides, yourself and then somebody else. And then it gets carried away, because now you done got off your course, and stuff start going downhill from there. And now you sitting up there looking crazy. I've been there. I go through that sometimes, man. I go through that sometimes, and I have to remind myself who I am. By the grace of God, you know what I'm saying? He got me here. But I had to put the work in for it. I had to be obedient. I had to be patient. And them emotions get to running high, especially when sometimes it don't feel like it's moving fast enough. But you can't lose the faith in it, because when it happens, it's gonna happen. And when it does happen, the reward is way much sweeter. And then it shows you what you're capable of doing. It shows you the type of character you are, the characteristics that you hold now, the integrity that's been built up in you. So do it for you. Do it for you overall. Chart your progress out. If you can remember the dates, you know what I'm saying? Put it down. It's your testimony, and you can always go back to that when things don't feel like they moving the way they should. And let's stop trying to control every situation when it comes to progress, because it's a journey. You're gonna run into some detours. You might even have to turn around and go back down the street and come back up or something. You might have to sit there for a while. You know? But sometimes, you know, your vehicle might break down. You might have to start walking. You might be on a bike in your own lane, whatever it is. Just, you got to keep moving forward, though. Do it at your own pace. That's how we get ahead. You supposed to be getting ahead of yourself from who you were, you know, days ago, weeks ago, months, years ago and stuff. Don't worry about nobody else's race. It's you against you when it's all said and done. It's you against you. Comparison can be the thief of your destination. Don't do it. So like I said, stick to your guns, believe in yourself. Don't let nobody talk you out your game. Do what's right for you. Do what you know you need to do. And keep on pushing on that. And it's your boy Don Mo, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Y'all have a good day. I'm up here running my AC up in my truck just to give y'all this content and stuff, man. So, you know, like, share, subscribe, hit that notify bell, and stay tuning in to the Align Tribe. We aligning over here for progress. Y'all have a good day. I'm gonna see y'all on the next one. You know, leave a comment. Let me know how y'all doing. Check on y'all mental and stuff, man. I'm doing all right myself, you know. But things gonna get better. Things can get better. Like I said, I can have my vulnerable moments as well too. I know who I am as a man, and I know that, you know, nobody's perfect. Nobody's walking around with a perfect day every day. You know. So find something that make you happy. Do it. Get it done. Something you've been putting on hold. Go ahead and get it done, even if you don't feel like it. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Enjoy the rest of y'all day, man. Hit me up, Align Tribe.